So, I hope everyone is doing great. Today, I'm outside enjoying the sun, and we will talk about sun is part of the discussion today. And yeah, we will talk about outside enclosure and are we really doing the best we can now indoor? Let's go.
領域展開エビの部屋
My argument, my question, this thought, this food for thought here, comes from me watching more videos of people keeping snakes outside and keeping reptiles just in general outside, and you know, having that argument of are we doing really better but the best we can with our snakes, and also the fact that harping videos also, I'm watching a lot more harping videos than in those days, back in the days, okay, where I kept my first snakes. And when I kept my first snakes, I actually didn't watch any videos, so I didn't know Brian Barczyk, and I didn't know any people out there but 2% of the reptile hobby, because they had a shop, and I thought at that time I thought it was the best. These were the best, okay, and arguably they're not. So they're pretty cool guys, but they're not the best, okay. And they're examples though. No worries with that. They're examples for me. The thing um, is nowadays I'm more watching these herping videos. I'm more watching about these guys keeping outside, Tom Crutchfield, Ken Keenan, and these guys, and in situ pictures and in situ videos, and it helped me a lot when it comes to reptiles while I'm not in their habitat. Now I'm planning on some herping trips in the coming years. I have Malaysia in my head, I have Papua New Guinea, even though it's not the best idea. I have Belgium, of course, I have America, I have Asia, I have a lot of countries I want to travel to see snakes. And enjoy that beautiful sun, by the way. So, thing is, yeah, the more I watch those snakes in the wild, the more I'm arguing with myself of, are we really doing our best? What I'm saying here is that we are doing our best, very best. I'm not saying we're not doing the best. We're not doing the best. We are doing our best, okay, which is the most important. But in my opinion, we can always do better. I can always do better. You can always do better. We can do better as a community, as reptile keepers, okay. And I'm in my whole humility here. I'm not even 1/10 of doing the real best it would be possible, okay. Now I'm not at 10% of the best I could actually do, but legal issues, environmental issues, space management issues makes this impossible to get 100%. And because 100% first would require to get them outside. Yes, you get it. For me, the best way of keeping your snake or reptile would be keeping them outside. Is it possible for everyone? No. Of course, environmental issues would do that. For example, in Belgium, in Netherlands, in Norway, we can't keep reptiles outside. A lot of reptiles outside. I would not see a lot of, and I would not be angry at all if I don't see any bearded dragon outside in Norway. Because, dude, how would you like to keep bearded dragon outside in Norway? You get it. But, for example, here in Belgium, we have the chance that we have a pretty marked season most of the time. So in the summer, it gets pretty hot. Normally, I mean, El Nino is here to back me for that and saying, no shit, Sherlock, you're not getting a hot summer this year. But, if I could have these snakes outside, I would do it because, well, I'm going to break some things down, but I need to be at a tree for a moment. And the first thing I would argue is sun. It is trendy nowadays to say we need UVB for our snakes. And I'm not saying, I made a video here, are UVB worth it, here or here, I never know. Are UVB worth it? and we saw artificial UVs are maybe not vital, but it's definitely a plus. You don't need to give them a UV to for them to leave, but it would be arguably better. It could be arguably better, and it could just have some. If done correctly, it could be really interesting for your snakes. But I mean, what is better for you in your opinion? And heat also. We are arguing with the heat mat, heat pad, heat light, thermic, heat emitter, diffuse projector, whatever. But what would be better than sun? I mean, I don't even see there. So, what is better, sun or all these lamps? I mean, come on, guys. For me, it's the sun, 100%. So, if it would be possible for me to give them sun, I would do it 100% directly because sun is full spectrum, and even more full spectrum than the most full spectrum lights you can ever imagine. That's how it works. Now, next thing, substrate, soil. I mean, I said I would be next to a tree or a bush, but it's coming. What is better, having a cocoa substrate? Go for cocoa. You know, when you want go for cocoa substrate. But what would be better, a cocoa substrate, that is really good quality, or that grass, that wet grass, that wet, that ground, that soil, that get like multiple texture in one day you have like 100 different texture from the same soil. So I mean, you get well, you get it, okay? You get what I'm saying here is it's better, okay? It's better for snake. It's better for the snakes, okay? And it's arguably better. It would be more enjoyable for them, and it gives humidity better, and heat. It warms up with the day. Today it's 25 degrees outside. When I'm staying, I'm in the sun, so it may be like 35 or something. But having being here in the sun, having that, where I'm staying here, for example, it's pretty dry. Okay, you get it. It's pretty. But if I get there, it's mud. So it's something else. Okay, but it's the same soil. So isn't that more enjoyable for your snake? Okay, your snake gets dirty maybe, but you can get a perfectly pearly white snake. Keeping them outside, I mean, it could be, but you get it, okay? And yeah, and what is, of course, having a cork or having wooden branches and hides and stuff is arguably better looking, and maybe just better for your snakes. But would it not be more interesting to have or a dead tree or a natural tree in an enclosure? I mean, get that. That's cool. You have a cool hat also sometimes. You get a cool climbing experience for your snake, but you also get a cool hat when you're under it. So, yeah. And, there's multiple. So I can go and go with that. And, yeah, that for me, it's the best. It would be like the day I can provide my snakes outside enclosure, I would have overachieved things for me. Really. Okay. And something else I want to talk about being outside is space management. I mean, we always say go bigger, they have infinite space, they get infinite stuff, whatever. But check that space management, dude. You have your tree, you have a bush under it, you have a climbing stuff there, you have water. It's artificial, right, river, but you get it, okay? And a train may come, so I will go a little bit there to not have the noise of the train, not the tree, because the tree is not falling, of course, but the train is passing, okay? And yeah, so I'm diverging a little bit. So that was my point, watching these herbs. I mean, we say reptile keeping, but we know we have herpetoculture. And what is herpetoculture? It's for me, how I see it. Oh, we don't hear that train so much here. That's great, but whatever. It's the enjoy of keeping thing carpet python, green tree python, bullens pythons, Vision dragon, Gila monster, viper, gaboon viper, mansion vipers, whatever the snake, whatever the reptile, whatever the amphibian is, and having them in a way of natural stuff. So here arguably shooting myself in the foot, boom, because I'm not doing it, of course, and I'm saying also that I have to do better with that. But, and as I said, it's not always possible, but it would be the perfect way of doing things, okay? If we could just all have a garden with like cages and stuff, I mean, 99% of people, I think, would not keep snakes outside, even though it would be recommended, but I would keep definitely them outside if I could, because it's something I myself would be enjoying, just laying in the sun and watching my reptiles. No, no, there is no reptiles, but there's a rabbit hole there. If you can see it. No, I don't know what I'm filming. But I'm filming something. That's already thing. So yeah, I'm making a mess here, okay, but you get that thing. And yeah, so the last thing was I wanted to talk here. We have to go up there, but I'm not good at building also, so that's why I'm buying already made enclosure, because I'm not good at building stuff. Otherwise, I would build stuff a little bit more. I mean, I'm trying to get better at building stuff, but that's not always the best result you can have. But yeah, so the thing is, we always say we need a cold spot. We need we have a hot spot. For example, you keep your snakes outside. You have your hot spot, the sun here, directly in the sun. You know, the best light, the best UVB, and the best heat you could ever get. But you also need your hide, no problem. But I mean, arguably, you can't say other way around. Snakes definitely get that shade. And in nature, what we do in our enclosure, what I do at least, and most people with lights do, is we have only this part. Enjoyable part for us, but this is also enjoyable for them and for us. So without having to get dark in their dark hide, because their hide needs to be dark, you have light. Because as you can see, I'm not in night mode on my phone, and as I'm walking here, we still have light. So it is enjoyable for them, for us. We will enjoy this. And thing is also that we, natural hides and stuff. For example, I mean, what I've been looking for a lot is, we see, for example, we say ball pythons, they live in termite mounds, they live in rodent burrows and stuff. How do we recreate that in indoor enclosure? We put a hide, but arguably this rodent burrow is not on the ground like this. It's under the ground. So keeping it outside would also arguably lead to doing this super more easier than in indoor enclosure. So what do you think? Is keeping outside something for you? Would you do it if you had the chance to do it? And what's your thought about it? Food for thought here. It was more food for thought than something else. So I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Don't forget to support USR. Don't forget to jump working things at Patch Group. Don't forget a responsible reptile keeping. And I hope to see you. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram also. And I hope to see you on the next one.